Okay, hello everybody. Today it's talking about, honestly, my biggest flaw. And I think a lot of women's biggest flaw and the downfall of feminine nature, because although we are very nurturing and very loving and very healing, that comes from the power of our emotions. And that can take us in a direction that may not always be the most helpful, the most positive. And I've been struggling a lot in my personal life with having good emotional control and not letting my emotions take me into different skewed realities and interrupting with my relationship, soon to be marriage. And I'm having a lot of times where I just have to sit back and reflect and ask myself and take accountability for the things that I do and the choices that I make and the emotions that I feel, and just be like, okay, well, how are we gonna fix this? And why is it a problem? And why am I this way? So in my relationship, the thing that has been coming in between us the most is my erratic emotions along with my anxiety. My emotions bring me into very dark spaces sometimes that I can't pull myself out of randomly, and little things will trigger it, like my man playing the game, or I don't know, someone taking too long to pick me up, or a small little remark that my mom made or my brother made, and it just like puts me in a mood that completely shifts my reality, and I start acting different, I start behaving different, and it falls into a domino effect of people feeling a certain way, my circumstances changing, my relationship status changing, all because of my emotions and me being unable to pull myself out of them or even just choose what emotion to feel. I grew up with a mother who was extremely anxious, along with a father who was also extremely anxious. And they were in a foreign country, in a place they've never been at, and that anxiety plus the anxiety they already had that was probably passed down by their parents and their family coming from poverty, it's instilled in me to a point where I feel like sometimes I don't even have what it takes to overcome it. And that is my lack mindset. That is the mindset of me falling into my emotions and feeling like something is not possible and something is not for me and I'm not good enough and I don't deserve this and I don't deserve that. But that's all a part of the journey of becoming the divine feminine woman and channeling the most powerful thing within us, which is our emotions, and channeling it in a way where we can continue to nurture ourselves and the people around us. I wouldn't even be able to come to this conclusion of me needing to have more emotional control if it wasn't for my partner holding me accountable. I grew up in a house where I am the youngest of two boys. I was always the little girl who got her way no matter what. And if I didn't get my way, I would make sure that I did. And if that was screaming, if that was crying, if that was just causing a scene in the house and making sure people around us hear it, I would have done anything. And I'm still that way to this day within my relationship. And I'm thankful for a partner that's able to hold me accountable, because honestly, if I was with a simp ass man who, let me get away with anything, I would never grow. I would never become a better woman. And I can be the woman to tell other women this, to help them take accountability, because there's not a lot of men out here that hold us accountable, because they're holding themselves accountable and holding themselves to a certain standard. They want a certain woman to match their level, and the only way to do that is to hold someone accountable. And if a woman can't take it, that just goes to show how much more emotional control that woman needs to work on, because criticism or things to help us grow should never be taken in a negative way. It may hurt to accept that is wrong with us, or somebody sees this flaw within us, but that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That doesn't mean that this person doesn't love you. And that's where anxiety comes in. That's where anxiety makes you feel like the world's crashing down and you are a terrible person. And it's crippling, you know. Anxiety can cripple you literally to the point where you're not yourself anymore. You're living in a completely false reality because of your emotions, and it's scary. And the thing that has helped me overcome the erratic emotions is gratitude. This is advice also from my partner, who holds me accountable for the emotional control that I don't have. He also provides me solutions. And that is a real man, you know, a man who can lead his woman and not just tell her what's wrong with her, but how can you fix this? How can I help you? You know, this is what I've learned in my life, and this is what you can try. So I've been trying gratitude in moments where I feel annoyed or irritated or just feel like I'm sad and don't have anything to look forward to, and I'm not good enough because my anxiety is taking over me and my emotions are just plummeting me into that dark space. Coming back to gratitude is extremely helpful. Coming back to gratitude in times where you feel like you have nothing to be thankful for. Thanking God for small basic necessities that we have, like we woke up today, we have clothes, we have access to Wi-Fi, we have ways to keep us entertained and distract ourselves, we have shelter, we have food, we have water, we have people who love us. Why are we stuck in darkness about anything? And I understand it can be hard. I understand that some things are just really hard to just accept and move forward and think of the positive, but you have to try. You have to at least try to have that control over your thoughts and your mind. Because if not, like, we're literally gonna let our emotions and thoughts control us for the rest of our life. And I've witnessed it happen in my own life, where my emotions and how I feel make me depressed or make me ruin and self-sabotage things like my partner and the things that I really, really want. And seeing how my mom is in her 50s and 60s and still is struggling with the same anxiety, she's in too deep. And I don't want to end up in a place where I'm still anxious at a time of my old age, where I really should just be relaxing and reflecting on my life and just having nothing to worry about because I did what I needed to do. And I want to start implementing this within my life now, of starting to have more control over my behavior and how I feel, and really act like a mature woman, where I have, you know, the logic and reasoning to be like, this is not right, or this doesn't make sense, or this is something that is childish to be mad at. You know, life is just a certain way sometimes. Life is just about accepting things as they are. And what do we get out of complaining about something? What do we get out of being irritated or angry and holding a certain type of heaviness and hatred in our heart over small things? Like, we don't need to let our emotions get to that point over things that we can easily just be like, it's not that big of a deal. I have this, and this to actually worry about that's positive. And it's that simple. We can, at least for me, for a long time I felt like it's impossible to just have a smooth baseline line just throughout the day. Like, you wake up feeling one way and it's just this until you go to sleep. Like, I don't think I've ever experienced that. And I don't think that's normal. Like, I think we should be able to have control over ourselves enough to not go like this throughout the day, every day. It's draining, it's not peaceful. And that's how I've been feeling. There's so much heaviness and chaos. Like, there's a thunderstorm within me, there's an earthquake within me, and it just like lightning and thunder every so often, where it's not really sunny and rainbows inside, and my emotions display that. It shows, because I'm constantly in a frequency of, you know, worry and panic, and this is wrong and this is wrong. I want things to be like this, I need things to be like this, instead of like it's okay. I have this, I am loved, I'm working on myself. It's a journey, it's a process. Take it one day at a time, take it one breath at a time, take it one moment at a time. It's just always coming back to the positive, always looking for something to be grounded in, and just taking it slow. It doesn't have to be so rushed. It doesn't have to be so like intense. It doesn't have to be so just like the world is ending. And it really feels like that for me sometimes. And I'm ready to start the chapter of my true divine feminine energy, especially stepping into marriage. I really want to let go of anything that may hold me back when it comes to the nature of who I am. I am a feminine woman, and as hard it is for a man to be a man, it is also very hard for a woman to be a woman and take control of the one thing that is who she is, her emotions. The same way a man is his ego and his lust. There's so many things about men that they have to come over and overcome to be a masculine divine man. They have control over those things. That's how they become divine men. Women in control of their emotions become divine feminine women. And right now I'm close, but I'm not yet there. And I feel like I have the understanding and knowledge about what I need to do now in order to reach that divine feminine state for myself, for my future family, for my husband, for everyone around me, because I always want to exude that aura of love and gratitude, and I'm tired of exuding a chaotic energy around me. It's not cute. It's not something that I want people to feel from me, because I want to be a light in this world, and I know that I cannot be a light in this world with anxiety running over me all the time and my emotions taking over me all the time. And it's about the bigger picture. So yeah, I'm ready to take this chapter of accepting that I don't have good emotional control. I come from, people who don't have emotional control. It's all I've ever known. And I'm so grateful for having someone to hold me accountable and push me in the direction that I need to be pushed in, because maybe I would have never been aware of this about myself at all if it wasn't for him. Or it would have been much later in my life where it's already more of a habit and a pattern and harder to break. So if you're a woman who struggles with emotional control, try stepping into gratitude. Let me hold you accountable if there's no one around you to hold you accountable for your emotional erraticness. And we can stay accountable together. We can be on this journey together of being divine feminine women. And there's not a lot of women we can be influenced by and look up to that can lead us in this direction. So let's start creating our own community of women that can do that. And yeah, let's heal the world and nurture the world. Yeah, that's all. Thanks for listening.